lot of times when people say, do you mind if I smoke? And the other guy says, well, do you mind if I fart? I don't say that. When someone says, do you mind if I smoke? I say, do you mind if I take some of the passive smoke in? You know, because if you smoke before, a lot of times you like to, you know, inhale some of the passive smoke just to kind of smell it. You're actually getting like the cigarette smoke without the filter. But anyway, it's one of those things. Well, I ID'd her, but it was because of the shadows that she looked like a young Laura Palmer. And she said that she was of age. And then she showed me her ID, so I kind of want to be careful because I couldn't really tell. In the shadows, I couldn't really tell. She still looked maybe like high school, so it happens. Yeah, I got it. All right. Rain is good. So, gotta be careful, but it can be good. The only problem is you gotta watch your underpasses. Especially with this vehicle because of wear and tear. I don't know if you know, if you've watched any of my 1500 vlogs, not in all of them, but I've explained a problem that's very similar to Adam the Woo's vehicle. The bottom carriage, either the oil change people didn't put it on correctly or something happened. It got loose on the front. It's a little plastic covering that's actually quite big, a lot of thick plastic. I don't even know what it's made out of. It got low, and the wind and the rain, especially the water, got into the vent and pushed it down. I was at an apartment a long time ago in Carrollton. I had already moved into the Fort Worth area. I was delivering, and it went underneath the vehicle, causing it to drag. I mean, it would make a dragging sound. I went underneath the vehicle after I had to stop it and pull it back. I tried going backwards to see if that would help. And I had to pull the piece out. It kind of cut my hand. It wasn't too bad, but that's back when I was working for Grubhub. And now I have two sets of gloves that I have with me. Just in case that happens again, I can pull the tongue of it down where it won't. You know, so I have to really watch any splashing. I used to do it on purpose so I could get some good shots of splashing water. I don't do that anymore because it'll cause that plastic piece to. Oh, wait a minute. Whoa, man, look at that guy. Okay, let me see if I can go this way. I'm gonna try it because it can cause the tongue or the plastic part to go underneath the vehicle. It'll start scraping. Now I can't really cut it off. I know Adam in his vehicle, he was able to rip it out. I don't know how he did that. Like, it must be like the Incredible Hulk or something, but I can't do that because there's too much of it together. I could cut it. Maybe I could cut it with some kind of device. I don't know, you know, but I have to tuck it underneath like you would a tie, you know, like a tie that you wear, kind of like this tie right here. See this tie right here? I have to tuck it under and kind of pocket it in on the side so it'll stick in there and stay. It's kind of staying there just by plastic on plastic when it's supposed to be there like screwed in there. Those little bolts and stuff, all that fell out. So it's okay. I mean, it's only when it's raining or when it gets too windy. So I have front vents where it'll sometimes, if I hit enough water, it'll push it down, and then I have to back up and reach in there and grab it, straighten it. And the second time I had to do it, I really tucked it in there nice and neat. But I used some work gloves. I have some work gloves that I used. I didn't cut my hands or anything like that. It's just a Kia, you know. It's like, I don't know. All the vehicles have that problem when you use it as a service vehicle. Usually, it's from like hitting curbs, you know, or you're not aware of a curb. You'll scrape at the bottom of it. Now, over time, they should really maybe consider that when they're making these new cars and stuff. You should consider that little bottom plastic sheet that covers all the parts underneath the vehicle. Water ponding on roadway, drive with caution. Water ponding. So the guy that wrote that was an English major, and he had a failed book. Tried to get a book on the New York Times bestseller. They said no, but we'll let you write for road signs. And what can you come up with something with water? The guy goes, "Are you serious?" He says, "Yeah, when it's raining outside, what do we say? When water amounts like a little puddle." But don't say puddle, say ponding. Ponding. And they sent him a paycheck. Yeah, we don't say watch out for the puddles. Watch out for the rainwater. Watch out for the small lake. Watch out for the ocean front, which we're not anywhere near, but watch out for heavy rain or a mounting water. No, you don't want to say any of that. Watch out for ponding. Ponding? Yeah, it's like when a lot of water turns into a pond on the road. Look, suddenly there's a pond. Ponding. You know. Oh yeah, ponding. That's the way people speak. Yeah, don't you hate it when you're out and the water is mounting and it starts to pond? What? Sorry, I was trained at Oxford. Then I started writing for the roadway. More cowbell. All right, so I cleared. All
this
right.
Is James from Metallica. Get ready for the iHeartRadio Metallica M72 Ultimate Experience.
All right, so I cleared my call log, which is real important. If you watch this, it'll help you. You want to clear your call log, because if you accidentally butt dial one of these numbers in the middle of the night, sayonara. Because sometimes you communicate with these people through text or through their phone. If you wake up and accidentally call, like, what was this? Boom, they don't care. So I went ahead and cleared all the call log history. And the only time it ever happens to me is when I'm wearing those Bluetooth headphones. Boy, if I hit the wrong thing. And it's funny on those Bluetooth headphones, because the lady is always like, it got a lady voice. It activates, and it says, power on, power off. You know, when you turn it off, push the button, power off. But if you hit it the wrong way, then it calls the what in the world? radar went off on that one. Or no, sonar. Sorry, sonar. It uses sonar as a radar all the time. Power on. Power off. Then you hit the wrong button, boom, they get your job. You know, it's amazing, these Chinese and Korean products and stuff, you know. Boy, I when I first started all of this adventure, particularly on you know, I've been doing this channel for a while. I started with an HTC Merge and a Sony cam, little Sony Handycam, and then I switched over eventually to a Samsung 7. Well, no, then there was a Mini. There's a Mini, a Motorola Mini, and then a Samsung 7, and then eventually to a Samsung 8. Boy, that Samsung 8, man, it got hacked in Irving. That thing was a nightmare to work with. Battery was just really bad. So after a while, I had to do a 40-minute run and then come back and charge the phone. Or like it was like a 2-hour run. I could run for 2 hours. But luckily, I had a Grubhub at the time, so I was able to make it within 2 hours, at least $40 or $50. I mean, I was on my knees praying then. Finally, I switched over to Apple. Everything got easier. What is that? Roadie. Yeah, finally switched over. Man, I mean, it was like a major anchor of weight lifted. Steve Jobs really wanted to make people's life less stressful, and he really did with creating the Apple, making it longer battery life, you know, being able to access the internet anywhere. And also, of course, the third thing that it did, well, the first thing it did was it would you could listen to music on it. That's what he wanted. Then he wanted you to be able to make phone calls on it, so cellular phone calls, and then to be able to access the internet anywhere. And he pulled it off, and from there we've kind of been able to create it as our boss, you know, to make it our boss. And I'm glad that I switched over to Apple. Thank goodness, man. I mean, it's a big stress reliever, because Samsung it was driving me crazy. It was driving me crazy. I had to leave Samsung behind. It was just driving. I still have it though. I still check it every once in a while and do things on it, like Google Home and things like that. You know, if I'm operating the television in the back room. But man, I'm so happy. I'm sorry, Happle. Happle. That's what it is. That's when you're happy about your Apple. You're Happle. So I was wondering why I said that. Happle. I'm happy about my Apple. So anyway, it's a good boss. It's a really good boss. Okay, so I figured it out. It took me a while. I'm a kind of a detective. One of my favorite shows is Columbo. But so, hey, how you doing? Okay. Hey, well, one more question. Okay. Figured it out. Figured out the DoorDash deactivation, and I figured out the Grubhub deactivation. For a minute, I thought I was hacking, because DoorDash said I was one of their best drivers. They gave me awards and everything, but they have a policy. So every once in a while, when you're dropping off a delivery, you can look through the directions, and sometimes people leave their own phone numbers. Don't ever call those numbers. I'll tell you why. You can call them, but it's better not to. Now, when you call through the app, it goes through encryption, so you can't really call those people back. It just goes back to some message, and it's encrypted, so you can't really call them. But if they leave their personal phone number within the app for you to call if something happened, then you call that number or butt dial that number back, they'll fire you immediately. So what happened was, I have these blue headphones. They're Bluetooth headphones that go on, and when I press one button, it goes power on, and then if I press the other button, then it goes power off. If I press another button, it makes a phone call out, and it calls the last phone number that I had called, which would have been one of those numbers that was in the app, which would have been one of my customers. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm editing, I hit the wrong button on the call thing, or I hit it wrong. It's not that I hit the wrong button, but if I press the button and press it downward, then it makes a phone call out. But you have to press it literally like this. And I pressed it and it made the phone call out. And I remember it happening in the same week when DoorDash deactivated, and the same week when Grubhub. So they have a zero policy. You can't call people afterwards. I wasn't trying to call one of the customers. It was an accidental call. They don't care. So now what I do after every night at the end is I delete my call log, so I can't accidentally call these people. Gotta remember to do that. They need to put that as a tip. But anyway, that's what happened. I'm sure of it. I'm 100% sure. Man. Just can't believe that happened. I hear my true health. It's amazing. Because you're not supposed to call people that you dropped off to after hours. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning when I edit. So I call these people back. And they reported me, or it automatically does it. Probably automatically does it. So it's a good note to remember not to do that. I mean, I think it's a good note. I think this one's fancy right here, but this one is actually really cool looking right here. I like this one right here. You're talking about and I were sitting here driving, and these trucks just drove right by with these lights on. You can see the back of them right there, but we can't get up too close to them. But they're jacked up, and they got lights underneath the trucks. Pretty cool looking though. What did you think about it, sweetie?
Pretty cool.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it.
What did you like about the trucks?
It's bright. I don't think they do it all the time. It's probably because it's raining.
Because it was raining?
Uh-huh.
Okay. It looked like they had lights underneath it.
Yes, they did.
And it was the trucks jacked up?
Yeah, they were. They're probably friends going to a party.
Yeah, it's all three of them. They're going fast. But they had four-wheel drive.
Well, people like to go more than 40 miles per hour on the highway.
Yeah, but it's raining outside.
Or watch out for that big truck behind you. Or put on your hazards. Alright, I got stuff in my teeth. Go away.
It's not on your teeth. I'm getting the light from the street lamps in your glasses.
Alright.
That's a day. Do you like that song?
what's your main goal tonight?
All right. Sorry, I had to do that. Okay, that was cool. Come here, kitty. You're going to get in the shot, too. It's all one continuous shot. There he is. Come here, kitty. Come on. Come on. Here we go. There he is. Look at that kitty. Boy, he's gained a little bit of weight since he's moved in.
He wants his water.
You can get your water, kitty? Time for kitty to get his water. Here we go.
Kitty mommy's gonna get her water.
Ready? Turn that water on. You want to try it out? I'm going to turn the light on. You gonna try some of the water? And that's my kitty drinking water. It's raining outside. Poo-poo, kitty. Did you poo-poo? Oh, you want food? All right, kitty. I want you to kind of focus and concentrate. I want you to think of maybe other kitties that you've had or that you've been with or that you've hung out with as a young cat. And I want you to focus on, like, give it some thought. I know that you're thinking, but I want you to try to recall some emotions of maybe something that you've been through, like traumatized. Let's say a dog came running up on you. And what was the color of the dog's mouth? What about the color of the dog's eyes? Did the dog have puppy chow breath? Hang on a second, I'm about to vlog that. Give me a second. What did the dog look like? Ooh, got some emotion out of him. You cannot move without having emotion. Now, here we go. All the way down here. And that's very good for that sense memory exercise. I'm giving you a treat. It's very good, kitty. Very good. Very good. Really good, kitty. Okay, just kind of focus, relax. Very good. All right. Now we're filming. Now we're getting some real good filming going on. Very good. We're gonna try some lighting. Okay. All right. right, kitty. Let's really get in there. Really get into that food. Give me some eating. Very good, kitty. Very good. It's real nice. Real nice. Real nice, kitty. Very good. That looks real nice. Take your time. Really think about it between chews. Very good, kitty. Very good. I like it. He wants a little room. Okay, that's good, kitty. That's good. I'm gonna give you a little cat Oscar for that. Really good. Real nice. Let's get some full body. It's real nice. There we go. That fur's looking really good too. All right.